Alright, you guys, I'm here to do a response video to African export about the word nigger. And if I remember correctly, I haven't seen it for a couple of days. I think the question was, should we use the word? And my response to that is, I feel that the word shouldn't be used. Now, the reason why is because, of course, where the word originated from. It originated from, of course, slavery time. Everybody knows this. Shortened from nigger. Did I say nigger? Nigger, same thing. And it was used by whites calling black people ignorant because, white people back then, I'm pretty sure, I know a lot now, think that black people are ignorant. So, do I feel, for one, this is one reason, we should go around calling each other ignorant? No. Now, I know a lot of people say that it's a word that we've taken it and we're using it, for the better. We're calling, since we're taking it and we're going to use it for each other, but it's the meaning of the word. Now, then my other argument is there's a lot of other races that have racial slurs, and you don't go around hearing them, call each other that. At least I don't. Like white people, they have honky, hillbilly, hick, and peckerwood. But if you do hear them call each other that, it's like a very rare thing. And I think the few people who I've ever heard use that, I don't think I've ever heard them use it around other white people. It's always just around me when they're talking about somebody who did something stupid. And 9 times out of 10, it was because that person did or said something racist to a black person, and then they'll call them one of those. In other races, for instance, Jewish people. Now, mind you, I do not call people this. I looked up these words so I can, better make a point. I had to look these up. Racist slurs for them, one is Christ killer, one is firewood, and if you know your history, you know why they're called that. And you don't hear them calling each other those kind of things because, you don't hear them calling them that kind of thing. So why should we in turn call each other that name? I'm not gonna lie, I have said the N-word to someone. I have. But I can say, no, in the past, like at least half a year, which doesn't seem like a lot, but it's a long time, I haven't used that phrase on anybody. Because now that I've gotten older, I look at it and it's just not the kind of word that should be used, at all for any kind of reason. And if I did use it, it was because either I was angry or I saw a really ghetto person doing something very ghetto. And that's the only reason why I've ever used it. I think the only word that sprang from, back in the day when segregation and all of that mess was going on, brother. That word came from all the hard times that, black people back in the day, they endured so much, they had to come together, and that's what the word brother means. And it's still used to this day. Now that is the word that should replace the N-word. And it has for some people, but it hasn't for a lot. So yeah, I feel that word should just dissipate. Other racial slurs that people know of, but I've never, heard them use, but I'm pretty sure there are people who still say these. They call blacks spooks, Toby, tree swingers, and wind chimes. Now, tree swinger, of course you know why, and wind chime, if you just refer back to the previous word, you know why they call them that, from the wind blowing and certain things hanging. So, Yes, I know that's graphic, but you know, and I've noticed when I was like looking this up so I could, make a point, the Jews and the blacks are really the ones who had the worst racial slurs. The other ones, they were basically because of physical attributes. Really, with white people, if they have a racial slur, it's because of all the things that white people have done to other races and physical attributes. So, we as black people have the worst of the, or one of the two races that I saw that have the worst racial slurs. Now, yes, those other ones, they are worse than nigger, because nigger means ignorant. The other ones, they all refer to something, even worse. But what they do have in common is that it's a racial slur. And I'm pretty sure you're not going to go to somebody and go to a black person and say, "Shut up, tree swinger." No, you're not going to do that. I don't see, this may happen, but I don't know if a Jew would go to another Jew and call them firewood, because they're basically calling that to themselves. And it's the same thing. It's just a mirror effect. You call somebody that, to me, it's like a mirror effect. You call someone a tree swinger, you're black. That happened to your race too. And if you call someone a nigger, back in the day they called all black people a nigger, you're calling yourself one. So, I know I'm not ignorant. Okay? So, hey. But that's my opinion on that. I'm sorry I'm not racist in any way. I just found those words so I can make a point that none of these words should be used at all to anybody. Also, another point, we as blacks, we've also tried to fight for equality, because we want equal treatment, equal everything. If one person can't say something, then you shouldn't say it. You don't want white people to call you a nigger? You don't use it. I remember when I was in high school, I went to an all-white school, and all the white people, they tried so hard to get me to call them a cracker. Not all of them, but a few that I remember, they wanted me to call them a cracker so bad. And I knew why. I'm not dumb. I'm not dumb. They wanted me to say that, call them that, so that would open the door for them to be able to call me the N-word or whatever word they wanted to use. And I wouldn't do it. I said, I'm not going to call you a nigger. A cracker. I'm not going to do that and I told them, because that's going to open the door for you to call me a nigger, and if you do it, no. No. Because I don't want to get expelled from high school. That in turn, black people, don't call white people a cracker or a honky or a hillbilly or a redneck or peckerwood. It doesn't matter how mad someone makes you, you shouldn't degrade your own vocabulary because of someone making you angry. That's all I have to say. This is my first kind of response to like a debate and discussion. So yeah, this is a good discussion because it's one of those things that I think will forever be talked about, because so many people don't agree with not using nigger. They have it in their vocabulary so strong that who knows if it'll ever go away. But we can only hope that one day it'll go away, and brothers and sisters, that's what we are to each other. We should be united in this world, not dividing each other by one single word. All right. Bye, guys. Ciao.